Hello everybody, and welcome to Thomas Was Alone. This is going to be a bit of a filler episode. Make sure we got these all to more respectable levels. So, this game, I tend to play my games blind, it seems, other than Minecraft. I've played like the first two stages of this game, so I know it's a platformer, but that's really all I know about it. So, we're kind of going into it blind. We're going to be playing this game while we are waiting for Baldur's Gate to start working. I already have Stone Hearth. Those are going to start going up soon. The program was a failure. People forgot this. It was a massive flop. The coders started adding name strings to the AIs as a joke. Thomas AT23612 wasn't special. It was just an AI in the right place at the right time.
Thomas was alone. Wow. A weird first thought to have.
Is there a different control method? Do I have to use the arrow buttons? They're so awkward. Oh, good, I can use the number pad. So...
Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity. 1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where.
Is this?
3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
Is it the same guy who voices Daniel in Amnesia? Is that the same voice actor? Is that... I'm gonna have to look that up. I'll probably leave the answer in the description. I'm gonna have to look that up. That sounds just like Daniel from Amnesia.
Interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump. It worked! Thomas had solved the great inverted fall mystery. A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
So, sorry if I don't do a lot of talking for this game. I'll be honest, a lot of it's voiced over, and I don't want to interrupt it, because I think it's quite good what I've already heard. So, yeah, I don't really want to, like, talk over the guy's voice, because it gets...
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment. He was starting.
Oops. Sorry, you should have started speaking a little bit earlier, sir.
Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important.
I think we're getting to the part where I stopped playing. So I said 2 levels, and we're on level 7.
It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills. It had been designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No. Too obvious.
Yeah. I like how I said 2 levels and it's been 7, but I mean, you get what I was saying. These are really short. Like, those are the only ones that's walk right.
Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it.
Predilection he shares.
He made another man. The loneliness was getting to Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
This one seems a little more complicated. How do I get up there? Leap, Thomas, leap. It's a very minimalistic game. A lot of these... A lot of these filler games that I might be playing, I actually get off of Humble Bundle.
Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper. He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with.
So I get the games off of Humble Bundle because, I mean, I can spend $1 basically during one of their Humble Bundle sales and get like 6 games. I can spend like 7 and get a good game usually as well. I mean, Thomas was a good game. It was a good game. I submitted hundreds of bug reports. I told that idiot this would happen. Overlapping scripts. More than one AI was bound to be spawned into an environment at some point. Turns out I missed the point. A little error changed everything.
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
Oh, you're such a bad jumper. Okay. That's, what is your skill then, Chris, if you're an awful jumper?
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Well, not technically graceful, it's probably the wrong word, but, you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
It's adorable. Oh, excuse me. Okay then, it's fine. I'm fine. It's only a wall to the face. Nothing at all to be concerned about. Oh, I'm already up. Hi there, Chris. Hi there, Chris. Get on top of me, and then go away. Go away, Chris. So this game is pretty simple so far. You know, left, right, jump. Now to switch characters. I wonder if... I don't know. I speculated about Amnesia. I don't really want to speculate too much about this game. There's not a terrible large amount that I could speculate about, could I? I've not actually heard much about Thomas Was Alone. It reminds me of a game like... Okay, then.
Okay, this was more like it. A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him?
Oops. So, it vaguely reminds me of like Limbo and stuff. But I'll be honest, I've not.
Grace. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile.
Oops. So yeah, I've not actually heard much about Thomas Was Alone. It's fun. I'm playing so far. I don't usually play what's the word? Platformers on the computer. I don't know why.
Good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
This is adorable. I wonder if there's going to be more blocks. I think there's more. I think there's a female block. Suppose these blocks aren't technically male, even though they're named Thomas and Chris. This is could be a female block. Chris is a female name. So imagine a surly woman traveling around with Thomas.
Chris stared at Thomas with pure hatred.
Never
He
mind.
seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels.
Like how he knows he already knows they're doing levels. I'm guessing I can't fit through. Nope. Things cannot fit through there. Like how I identified with Thomas. I can't fit through there. I'm Thomas. I'm a tall rectangle. Okay, well. I guess I can talk about a little news while waiting for this. I guess I have to jump to that platform when it gets closer. I thought it was going to be coming closer. No crap. Well, okay, so I'm having trouble with Baldur's Gate. Specifically, the sound is recording sometimes, and I have no idea why it's only sometimes, so I'm working on that. We do have Stonehearth, though, and it seems to be working fine. Like, it records fine. I was going to film it with somebody, but then with a little more digging, I didn't know anything about the game. I wanted to do it blind, and he had told me it would be multiplayer, and it will be once it hits final release. It's currently in alpha.
John knew. He knew that this was his chance. A moment to shine. This was game day.
Hello, John. He's been motionless. This. Over. There we go. Okay, that wasn't that hard. That was actually pretty simple.
This would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things.
Dot things?
Where did they come from, anyway?
John, they're clearly the same shape as you, just different variations of that shape. They're dots. I wonder if all of the AI block things have the same surface area. I'm noticing as they get shorter, they get fatter. As they get taller, they get skinnier.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done. John decided to press the switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies.
Aww. I
You
like
could tell
John then.
from the sympathetic expression he'd practiced in the mirror all these years.
Really? All these years. Go, Chris. Go with your chunky butt. Get up there. That's right, John. You cheer for us. You cheer us on. We'll make it. Fall. Just get you in place. I'm sure you won't be needed at all. Not at all. So yeah, so Stonehearth will be working. I'm going to... this will probably start going up next week, so I think this is going up on Friday. Yeah, the Final Amnesia video would have been posted on Wednesday. So this will be going up Friday. So I'll have this probably go up... Well, yeah, this one will go up Friday. This specific video will go up Friday. And then... oh. No, okay. I guess I need to get John over here. I assume Thomas can jump on John. So yeah, this one will go up on Friday. Which you would already know, because, you know, it's probably that day already. Which is watching the video. I'm just blabbering at you about when I'm going to be posting the video you're already watching. Sorry about that, I'm a little crazy. Next week, though, I'll have, like, a mixture of Stonehearth And Amnesia. No, not Amnesia. So Thomas Was Alone and Minecraft. Okay, so what do we do? I guess. Go, just go. Guess we're just trying to get him up. Yeah. I think we need to get Thomas. A little bit over. Actually, don't you want to be on Chris? Or
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys.
I like John. I'm going to need his help on time. There's no way, even with Thomas's help, that Chris can jump that high. Can you put him out? Nope. Thomas? Over here and get Chris up there. I think Thomas might be tall enough to put him there. Yep. Oh, this is a cute little game. This is a nice filler game. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll keep playing until I get Baldur's Gate working, because I don't really have anything else to show otherwise, so, I mean, there's no reason to not film it, I suppose. As soon as we got Baldur's Gate running, I might abandon Thomas Is Alone. Assuming I haven't beaten it yet. I have no idea how long the game is. It could be super, super short, for all I know. Excuse me, John? Can you look up, please? Guys? Look at me, still self-identifying with Thomas. I'm so crazy. Crazy. So yeah. I did read a little about Stonehearth. Specifically, that there's invaders. There's Tiger Village. Because I was going through the options to know what options I would have for, like, turning up or down graphical quality and stuff like that. You know, the normal stuff. When
He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
It's adorable. It's adorable, Thomas. Just clapping every time John jumps. Yay! That is so cute. No, don't fall. Get over there. Get over there. Get over there. Woo. And we're here. Peace. I like to solve these without John.
The angry orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
Tutting. That's a very British word. Tutting. He's tutting. It is such an extremely British word. Tutting. I have to use that in my day-to-day life somehow. We've made it. So, I should probably end the video now. I don't want it to be too terribly long. These are filler videos. So, before I walk in here, this has been Thomas Was Alone, a cute little platformer with a British narrator and adorable little characters who are rectangular. So, leave a comment, subscribe, the whole thing you hear at the end of the YouTube video. I'd be grateful. And this has been Epsilon. Okay, bye.